Hey guys, what's up? It's Tiffany and this is my plant tour. I got pretty obsessed with plants earlier this year and I now have about 30 in my home. It was at the point where I was buying a couple plants a week and I just wanted to show you guys. This is my fiddle leaf fig. It's the largest plant in my home, but not as tall as me. His name is Fred. I originally got him to live in my living room, but it wasn't sunny enough for him, so I moved him over here and he is thriving. At first, he used to have a lot of brown splotches on his leaves. Then I watered him less and that fixed the problem. This is my Monstera Adansonii. Her name was Molly, but then I got a dog and named her Molly, and now his name is Maurice. He's huge. I'm not really sure what to do with him because he keeps growing outward. So I don't know if I need to split him up or put a moss pole in there, but he's looking pretty good. Before we move on, just want to say none of my other plants have names, just Fred and Maurice. This is my polka dot plant, and it's getting a little crazy. As you can see, when I bought this plant, it was just a tiny little bush, and now it's getting long and strong. I'm not sure if I need to trim it so that it gets bushier or if I should just let it grow wild and leggy like this, but this is it. I used to have all my plants in this room, most of them on the ground, but then I got 2 little dogs and some indoor plants can be toxic to dogs, so I moved them away and put them on top of things so that the dogs couldn't get to them. On this shelf, I have some plants. I am obsessed with this plant. It is a watermelon Peperomia because the leaves look like the outside of a watermelon and the stems look like the red juicy part. The first time I saw this plant was at a plant stand outside this home goods store in Atwater, but I didn't get it that day. So I kept going back every weekend to go to that plant stand and I couldn't find it. Luckily, I was able to find this plant at Mickey's Plants and it's just so unique and so gorgeous. Monstera Adansonii. Monstera Adansonii. I have no idea how to say it. I also really wanted this plant, but I went to several different nurseries and they were always really small and dry and shriveled. And I even asked a guy at a store, I asked, is it supposed to look dry and shriveled or what's up with that? And he was like, that's just how it looks. But I actually found this one at Home Depot and it was already super lush and big and a good price. So I bought it clearly and it's only gotten bigger from there. Another sick plant, my Calathea pinstripe, okay? Just look at how beautiful these leaves are. Dark green leaves with kind of like neon pink lines. These lines look like they were painted onto the leaves, but it's natural. This is my pink Syngonium plant, also called Strawberries and Cream. I love this plant because of its beautiful pink color. I remember asking the person I bought it from how to make it more pink and they said to give it less light, but I think because it's in a room with a lot of light, it's looking a little bit more green. But I noticed when new leaves come out, they look super creamy pink, which is just delicious. One time I noticed this plant just started sagging uncontrollably, so I called a nursery and asked them, and they're like, oh, it's just gonna sag because it's heavy. But nope, I watered it and then it sprung right back to life. So I make sure to keep this one watered. This is a ZZ plant. I bought this plant because it's a low light plant, so it does well with little light. And I was going to put it in my bedroom, but then I just didn't feel like having it in my bedroom anymore, so it's out here. I have 3 of these ladders in my home, and this one is for hanging and displaying my plants. I actually don't buy a lot of plants anymore because I got to the point where I realized I have enough plants. So this is one of the last plants I purchased, and it's a string of pearls. There is like a whole collection of plants called String of Hearts, Turtles, Bananas, Watermelons, Pearls, and I really wanted this one because I think it looks so sick. It's like a string of balls, beads, plant beads. And yeah, I like how it dangles. It's cool. Snow Queen Pothos. I believe Pothos plants are known to be good for beginners because they're pretty resilient, but because this Pothos is lighter, it does require more sunlight. So I just thought it was cool, it looked different from the other Pothos. I like that it's light with the green speckles, and actually some of the leaves, like this, is super sick. Spider plant, because it looks like a spider, I suppose. I don't have much to say about this one. I call this section my money area because this is a Chinese money plant, and then we have a Chinese, oh no, just a money tree. But this is actually my second Chinese money plant. My first one, which I got from Trader Joe's, died, and then a lot of bad things happened to me. Like I got dropped by my manager and I got my TikTok permanently banned. So I absolutely must keep this plant alive and well so that I can have good luck, you know? This is my first money tree and it's doing just fine. This is my bamboo plant, Baby Groot, which made a lot of appearances in my earliest YouTube videos. As you can see, he's grown a lot and I had to transfer him into a bigger receptacle. I forget to water him sometimes, but he will never die. He's immortal. I buy all of my plants in person, but this one was actually sent to me by Rooted. It's a prayer plant, which I have been wanting. What's really cool about this plant and some of my other Calatheas is that during the day, they start to droop down, and then in the morning, at night, they stick up, erect. So that's pretty cool. I guess that's why they're called prayer plants, because actually, I don't know why they would be called prayer plants. Anyway, oh, because they're like praying up and down. That's a lot. Anyways, I call this my umbrella plant. I believe it has another name, like Schefflera. I did not say that right. But I used to have one of these. Before I was into plants, I had a Schefflera, and it was my only plant, but now my mom takes care of it, and it's like so tall. But this is different from that plant because this one is variegated, so it has different colors. So green and like light green. My only carnivorous plant, Venus flytrap. It actually is eating a wasp right now, but for some reason the wasp is molding and the trap that caught it is turning black. So that seems kind of concerning. This big boy is my Calathea zebrina. I saw this plant along with the Calathea rattlesnake at a bookstore in Highland Park, and I really wanted them both, but I couldn't decide, so I didn't get either of them. Then I went to a nursery and got both of them. I love this plant because it's so lush, the leaves are so beautiful with its stripes, and they're also really soft. The only thing about this plant is it gets droopy out of nowhere, so I have to water it immediately and then it will perk right back up. Typically I water my plants once a week, but this plant and the polka dot plant I need to water more frequently because they do tend to get saggy. The Calathea rattlesnake, this plant really caught my eye because I love its designs, and similar to the prayer plant, at night it sticks up and during the day it unfolds. I have two rubber plants. I think this rubber plant is called the Taniki one, but I love the colors, the white, the green, and the burgundy. I would say this is one of my most successful plants because somehow it's still alive. This is my Dracaena. I got it from Trader Joe's before this obsession started, and I used to keep it in my bedroom with the curtains closed all the time, so it got no sunlight. And look at it. It didn't die. This is my gold dust plant. It's also called a Japanese laurel, and I think it's really cool because it looks like it has speckles of gold on the leaves, kind of like it's spray painted. These are the two plants that grace my mantle. This is a Brazilian philodendron. I love the heart-shaped leaves and the two shades of green. It's in this very cute llama planter. You know how like llamas carry things on their back? This llama is carrying this plant. Ideally, I do want the plant to get super long so it'll just like drape over here, but I gotta wait. Gotta be patient for that to happen. This is my neon pothos. I love this really light neon green color. I think it pairs really well with this planter, which was gifted by my friends Amber and Shay, because it has this face, so the plant looks like crazy hair growing out. This is my other rubber plant. I love the dark green leaves. They're so rich in color and they contrast with the burgundy so beautifully. Oh, and I also love this plant because its leaves are big and strong and thick. This is my snake plant. It's very long and it has spiders growing in it. I think snake plants are essential to every home with indoor plants. They're tolerant to low light. They're very resilient. I especially love the basket that this plant is in. Silver Splash Pothos. This one sits on my coffee table and I just love how it looks, and in the sunlight, it just shines. We're now in my bathroom because I needed more space to put my plants so my dogs couldn't get to them. This is a domino peace lily. I originally wanted a peace lily because it was low light, but because this is a variegated peace lily, as you can see from the beautiful chunks of white, it does require a little bit more light, and my bathroom is perfect because it's quite bright in here. Do you like the chunks of white as much as I do? Just say you like it. I got these two plants from Rooted, and you've already seen their bigger versions. This is the gold dust plant, and this is the pink Syngonium, though I do think this pink Syngonium is a lot pinker and richer in color. Creamy. So that concludes my plant tour. I hope you guys enjoyed meeting my plants. This is probably the biggest my plant family is going to get because I think I have enough plants now. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon.